Welcome to Music Time Capsule. Today, we look into the Altamont Free Concert in 1969. What was meant to be a celebration of free music and unity ended in chaos, violence, and tragedy. Before we begin, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. The 1960s were an era of change. Social revolution, peace, love, and of course music. The decade gave us the Summer of Love, Woodstock, and countless moments that defined the counterculture movement. But as the decade came to a close, there was one event that stood in stark contrast to the hopeful idealism of the 60s, an event that shattered the utopian dream. Altamont Free Concert, 1969. What was supposed to be the West Coast's answer to Woodstock, a celebration of free music and unity, ended in chaos, violence, and tragedy. By 1969, the Rolling Stones were one of the biggest bands in the world, riding high on the success of their US tour. But as they planned their final show of the year, they wanted to end things on a grand note, a free concert for their fans, inspired by the spirit of Woodstock just months earlier. Initially, the concert was set to be held at San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. But at the last minute, things changed. Issues with permits and logistics forced organizers to scramble. With only days to go, the venue was moved to the Altamont Speedway, a dusty, desolate racetrack in Northern California. The stage was set for what was expected to be a historic event, with performances by the Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, and of course the Rolling Stones. But as we now know, things didn't go according to plan. One of the key decisions that would later be heavily criticized was the hiring of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club for security. The plan was to offer the bikers $500 worth of beer in exchange for patrolling the concert. But this casual agreement would have serious consequences. With little to no professional security measures in place and over 300,000 people crowding into the speedway, the atmosphere quickly turned chaotic. As the day progressed, tensions rose, fueled by drugs, alcohol, and poor crowd management. As bands like Santana and Jefferson Airplane played, clashes began to erupt between concert-goers and the Hells Angels. There were reports of violent altercations, with bikers using pool cues and chains to keep people away from the stage.
Easy. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of weird up here.
Hey man, I'd like to mention that the Hells Angels just smashed Marty Ballin in the face and knocked him out for a bit. I'd like to thank you for that.
There's other ways.
Wait, is this on? You're
Cameron?
talking to me, I'm gonna talk to
I'm
you.
not talking to you, man. I'm talking to the people that hit my lead singer
You're
in the
talking
head.
to my people.
Right.
Now let me tell you what's happening. You,
Man,
what's
you're not up
happening. Hey! Oh!
No!
Hold it.
No.
Oh, fuck.
No, stop it.
You know what's happening? We're partying like you. Hey!
Oh, that's what the story is here?
Yeah,
Oh, bummer.
really, man. I mean, like, it's scary.
Who's doing all the beating?
Los Angeles.
Hells Angels are doing beating on musicians?
Marty got beat up. They put fight on the stage.
Doesn't seem right, man.
It's really weird, man. It's really weird.
Oh, man.
There's lots of people.
Really?
The true tragedy of Altamont came later that day during the Rolling Stones performance. A young man named Meredith Hunter, just 18 years old, attended the concert with his girlfriend. But what should have been a day of music and celebration soon turned deadly. Witnesses later reported that Hunter, standing near the front of the stage, was behaving erratically and was harassed by the Hells Angels. At one point, Hunter drew a revolver in the midst of the chaos. Tragically, before anything could be de-escalated, a member of the Hells Angels named Alan Passaro fatally stabbed him. The violence took place just feet away from the Rolling Stones, who were performing at the time. Mick Jagger himself had no idea what was happening in the crowd below. The concert continued, but the dark energy in the air was palpable.
What happened here anyway?
Yeah, he pulled out a gun. Huh?
He did?
Yes, the Hells Angels took the gun away from him. One of them has it now. He showed it to me. And they proceeded to put him down on the ground and start kicking him. And he has a couple stab wounds in his back and one over his ear. And tried to keep him alive, and when we got here, the doctor checked him out, and that was it.
Pronounced him dead. That's too funny.
These events were undoubtedly a tragedy. Nobody should go to a concert and lose their life. There were numerous injuries, and the poorly organised event was widely criticised for its lack of planning and safety measures. In total, 4 people died at Altamont, including 2 in a hit-and-run accident and 1 person who drowned in an irrigation canal. However, there was some that didn't blame the Hells Angels for the event, including David Crosby.
Altamont was a nightmare. It was the exact 180 degrees out antithesis of Woodstock.
Why?
Vibe. It's a totally different vibe. You know, different people.
Even before the beatings took place and the guy was killed, and I think Marty Balin got knocked out on stage by one of the Hells.
Marty
Even before those incidents,
Marty
could
made
you
a
tell it was
mistake.
different?
Marty got into an argument with the Hells Angel. That's like saying, "Oh, please, sir, would you knock me out?" The same thing goes for the rest of it. I was the only person who stuck up for the Hells Angels because I feel that if you don't want the tiger to eat your lunch guests, you don't invite the tiger to lunch. They were asked to do security. That's like saying, "Would you please come over here and hit some people?"
The guy got beaten to death with a pool cue, didn't he?
Well, now he had a gun. You know, I think he might have gotten knifed. I'm not sure how it happened, but they were at that time extremely violent people, and they were asked to do what they thought was a violent job. I never did get a joyous feeling there, ever.
My personal opinion, it was 100% the Stones' fault. I think there was like an hour and a half late coming onto the stage, and when they come out, they search the stage. To do that, they had to come over the top of our pipes. When they done that, we jumped off the stage and beat them back. Things got out of hand. Black guy Meredith Hunter, I believe it was, got on the stage. He got pushed off of the stage. He pulled out a gun, he fired it into a crowd of us, and somebody killed him.
Many cultural critics and historians have pointed to Altamont as the moment when the idealism of the 60s died. Just as Woodstock had represented the height of the hippie movement, Altamont revealed its darker, more chaotic side. The Altamont concert was supposed to be a moment of unity, a way for the Rolling Stones and their fans to come together in a spirit of music and freedom. Instead, it became a symbol of the dangers of poorly planned events and unchecked chaos. While the Rolling Stones would go on to have a long and successful career, Altamont remains a dark chapter in their history. It's a reminder that even in the world of rock and roll, sometimes the dream can turn into a nightmare. Thanks for watching Music Time Capsule. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into music's most unforgettable moments. Until next time, keep the music alive.